All right. Hello, everybody. I guess I should change my name because y'all don't know who I am. All right. Welcome. I hope y'all have had a good day so far. Karen, I know yours is just starting, so we still have a chance to make it great if it's not if it's not going too well. But I'm happy to have y'all on the call. We're going to be talking about building some confidence by taking bold action. And when this is going to be super short for y'all today. We are not going to go forever because we already talked about big ass action. And so when it comes to building confidence, confidence gets a little bit confused. People think that confidence is just a feeling that we have. Um, and they kind of confuse it with competence, right? We think confidence is just something we walk out with. We have this energy about us, and no negative emotion can get to us, that we are going to conquer it, whatever the it is, and it's not going to feel bad. It's not going to be hard. But that isn't really what confidence is. Confidence really is about looking at what we want and taking some big ass actions, taking some bold action, making a bold choice, being brave, knowing that you're going to figure it out no matter what, knowing that you are probably going to have some failures. You are probably going to have some uncomfortable emotions. You are probably going to doubt yourself and have fear and whatever. But confidence, true confidence, comes from the evidence that you've collected over time that says that when all of these things happen, I don't give up. I don't quit. I keep going. I keep persevering. I persist. And eventually I get closer and closer and closer. And then at what we earn at the end of that is that self reliance, that reassurance that no matter what it looks like, we're going to figure it out. That is true confidence. Confidence comes from people that are willing to fail because they know they'll fail forward. They're willing to take the emotional risks because it's worth it, because whatever it is on the other side of that emotionally risky thing is worth the work, it's worth the effort. So I really want you to think about areas that you currently feel confident in right now. You are reasonably confident that you're going to show up, that you're going to do the work, that it's going to be fine, that, yeah, it might get sticky, but we'll make it through, no big deal. And areas that you're feeling really shaky, areas that you don't feel confident. I really hope you guys can't hear that background noise. There's like some chaos going on over here in the corner, but sometimes Zoom does a good job of like filtering it out for me. So fingers crossed. Um, some areas that you feel really shaky. And when you think about, I want to feel confident in these areas, what kind of mental shift would you have to take, make, create on purpose to show up consistently in the way that would create that confidence, that reassurance for you that at the end of the day, you're taking steps forward. At the end of the day, you're making it happen and it's not going to get in your way. It's not going to stop you. So we need to make some bold decisions here. We need to take some bold action. So anything that's kind of in your way, this is very related to that taking big ass action that we already talked about this month, which is what August really is all about, is stepping out of our comfort zone and saying, okay, the things that make me feel shaky, the things I'm not confident in, I'm going to create the confidence on purpose in by continuing to talk to myself in a way that has me showing up no matter what, no matter how it feels, especially when it feels hard. Because there's like a quote that talks about how, success is about showing up long after the emotional state that you set the goal in the first place, right? It's like, that's going to fade. That's going to go away. That emotional urge to change your life or change your body or change your relationship with food or your fitness or your money or your family or whatever, like those urges, they're going to go away as life just kind of settles in. But the things that you are confident in now came from a place of urgency at some point in your life. They came from repeated practice, showing up, doing the things over and over again until all of a sudden they became a part of the fabric of who you are. And that leads to true confidence. So If there's something that's like, oh, it feels kind of sticky, it feels kind of urgy, or I'm not really feeling motivated, or I don't really want to do it anymore. Well, our lack of confidence is showing up as apathy or defeat. And we need to kind of have those conversations with ourselves where it's like, what is the boldest action I can take? What can I do that is brave? And it may not be bold my bold may not be yours. And it may not be your neighbors and whatever, that's okay. It doesn't have to be. It just has to shake you up enough to say, I'm going to step into this sort of unknown so that I can feel differently about it. So it can become the known. Confidence comes from knowing that you can show up, that you can do it. And so stepping out of the unknown into or stepping into the unknown so that it can now become known to you will build your confidence and your self-reliance. You'll have your own back. So it's a simple concept. It's not easy. It really does. Confidence is built through examples of competency. So go back into your psyche and collect evidence of things that felt impossible at one point, and now they're possible, and now they're probable, and now they're just part of who you are. Now it's no big deal. How much have you changed over the last 6, 12, 18 months, 10 years? It doesn't matter how far you have to go back into the Wayback Machine to find evidence of repeated competence, consistency that has created levels of confidence for you now. So we're going to create some new confidence now in whatever is your sticking point today, whatever feels sticky for you. Let's start thinking, what are some actions I can take to collect evidence, my library of evidence of competence, so that these things now feel confident. So I feel confident in them. The reality is bad things are going to happen. Difficult situations are going to be experienced along the way, no matter what the goal is. If it's important to you, if it's valuable to you, if it matters to you, it will most certainly not be easy. Not all the time. So if we want to feel confident in those things, we have to earn that confidence through competence by showing up, doing the things, troubleshooting along the way, and continuing on. All right, Karen, it sounds like you are in and out. So let's do some coaching.
Yeah, sorry. Because you've changed the call times, I kind of book appointments and stuff. So yeah. So sorry, I have to go soon. But anyway, I'm here, which is good. I thought I'll try and get on early and just go for it really. So a bit more settled this week. I've been journaling every day, tracking every day. So that's good. So I feel like I'm kind of getting back to normal. There's still some snacking going on. I've ate 2 mainly. I was just looking at my tracker, like 5s and 6s. Less 5s, only a couple of 5s. Mainly 6s. There's a couple of 7s in there. So I think I'm still kind of settling down. Yeah, I don't know really. Yeah, I felt really like I can't focus this week. It's I don't know why exactly, but I just like my brain's all over the place. Like at work, I'm like over the place. I was trying to cook something like the other night and I just couldn't even follow the recipe because I was just like jumping up and down like the page and stuff. So I don't know what that's about. Anyway, I don't think that's helping my brain. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's getting there slowly.
Well, I'm glad to hear that you're settling some. And the lack of focus doesn't surprise me at all. Anytime you go through something difficult or stressful, the brain wants to filter everything you're doing through the filter of all these other things. And then when you kind of try to refocus your brain and stuff, you kind of understand that, hey, I went through something, I was going through it, it's kind of over. Now we're on the other side of it, but the brain is still just kind of in a chaotic state, in a chaotic space. So that doesn't surprise me at all that you become a bit more distracted and all over the place. I'm sure it'll settle in eventually. So what's important to you? What do you want to focus your attention on, your work on?
I want to go back to my 3 meals a day and just focus on that and just focusing on being hungry for those meals because I am struggling with that a little bit at the moment. So that's really where I want to step it back to. It's simple. It's like simple stuff, but I think my brain can cope with that. It's been really, although it's not been a great experience, it's been a really good learning experience the last few weeks. And even like the call last week where you said, oh, you should just cry. I did. and felt so much better afterwards.
Good.
And I slept better, the whole thing. It's just really helped. So it's, and I'm like, and now and even like having this call and you're saying this is normal. I'm like, oh, okay, that's good to understand that, because I'm trying to like figure it out in my head. And is this right? Is this not right? I should be fine, like, but if it's not, then at least I understand that more. So it's good learning for me. If nothing else, it's because, as you say, stuff's going to come up and I need to be able to do that. And the more I understand now with your help, hopefully the better I am going forward. So, really, so it's good to know that. But I just need to refocus. I feel like I'm still all over the place, and I'm trying to I need to bring out my plate at lunchtime, because when I'm going to work, I just bring stuff in tubs and whatever. And then I don't really know what I'm eating. And I really just, the mental drama of getting a plate out the cupboard and then having to put it in the dishwasher afterwards. That's like so stupid. But I'm like, no,
Oh,
you're
heaven
being
forbid.
dramatic. Yeah, I know. I know. So I'm like, you're being dramatic. You just need to go and get that plate. And then at least you've got an idea. And then, sometimes you are eating too much. So so I think that as I say, I'm back with the journaling and the tracking. That definitely helps. I've got enough brain power to do that now, so that's good.
Good.
So it's just fighting. There is still some fighting going on in my head. But I'm trying not to make it too dramatic, really.
Yeah, good. Well, that's normal. It's one of those things where it's just like, okay, well, now I've settled down, but the brain was on fire. Like, just
Yeah.
because you no longer have to get out of the house because the house is on fire doesn't mean you don't have to go in and do the rebuilding process, right? So,
Yeah.
the nervous system has to reset. And I imagine you lost some sleep. You
Yeah.
probably felt really anxious for a while and things like that. So all of that is like little injuries that have to be healed.
Yeah.
And so now that you are in a better state to heal them, you got to give yourself time to settle into what feels
Yeah.
normal.
Yeah. So I was kind of hoping this week it would feel like I'd just slot with my habits again, and it hasn't happened, but I'm just going to keep going. The appointment I have today is an eye doctor appointment, and he wants to laser my eyes. It's basically to do with glaucoma, and I have a real fear of people touching my eyes, so it never goes well, and it always makes me stressed. So that's probably bothering me today as well. So I've got I always take some kind of drug. I don't know what it is, some kind of relaxing drug. I don't know what it is, and I've got some stress thing from the pharmacy, not the pharmacy, the health shop. So I'm going to take that and see how we go.
Yeah.
But I've been doing this for 2 years now, and sometimes he gets quite close to my eyes, and sometimes he doesn't. It costs me like $500 every time I go. I'm like, oh. Anyway, it's fine.
Yeah.
So that obviously
you are
weighs on
developing some skills to calm yourself around the whole poking your eyes.
I know. I know.
Yeah.
I really need to do something about that. Like even my colleague yesterday, she came in, she had like some kind of red eye thing going on. I don't know what it was. And I was like, oh, I can't even look at you. It's so bad.
That's,
Irrational, ridiculous fear. But still.
do you know where it comes
Yeah.
from?
No. I don't know. I've had it for years, like probably my entire adult life. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I watched a movie when I was younger and I don't know, or something scared me. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Well, it might be helpful to use the tools that you are learning and developing to try and calm your nervous system around it and retell the story. Right now, you're just like, I have this phobia, and you continue to reinforce it, and I need drugs to help me handle it and whatever. And all of that is really helpful, and that's totally fine. But you might want to consider just, the stories that you tell yourself probably aren't helping you. Like, this phobia is so bad, and I've always had it. It might just be like,
Yeah.
it may not be bad. I might be able to face it. I might be able to stay calm enough to let him closer, and
Yeah.
breathe through it a little bit. It might help.
Yeah, I know. Like my husband, he did it once, and he just sat there, let him, I don't know, whatever he does to his eye, and then he's fine. And I'm just like, he wouldn't even know anything was going on. And me, so yeah, I know. I need to just reframe it a bit and see if I can do better, because I have to go every 6 months, and that's just
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, is
Yeah.
there anything that we can do to support you? I mean, it sounds like you're just kind of trying to settle back into the habits in a way that feels good to you, cleaning up the snacking.
Yeah.
What are the triggers for the snacking? Is it just kind of back to like habits and stuff, and you just kind of have to
Yeah.
notice and redirect yourself, or what's your plan there other than just to tell yourself stop snacking?
Yeah, I think some of it's habit, some of it's like, but I think recovering maybe is probably, yeah, I deserve this kind of thing. You've been, that kind of rubbish talk, which is not helpful. Um, yeah,
Yeah.
I
So
think
what do you
yeah,
deserve?
I deserve to be looked after. I don't necessarily deserve that. I deserve to, make sure I look after myself, make sure I make the best decision for me at that time. And yeah, and just allow myself time to recover and not to get too stressed about it. I think, or not too stressed, but just yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know, yeah, stuff like that. Really, I know it. It's just it's not always loud and clear in my head.
Right. Right. But you do know that you're snacking, right? So that it's not mindless, it's you're
Mm.
aware. And we also
Yeah,
are pretty aware that snacking is a signal that you're feeling a certain kind of way, right? So
yeah,
it's just an opportunity to revisit the conversation with yourself and say, ooh, we're back here looking for snacks again because we feel like we deserve something. What do we deserve?
yeah,
I
yeah.
need rest. I need to go sit down for a little bit. I just need a break. Whatever feels like looking after yourself right now, whatever that means. Use the snacking trigger as an opportunity to ask yourself the question. Like if you find food in your hand, or if you find yourself standing in front of the fridge looking for it, use that as a new trigger to drop into curiosity.
Okay, all right, I will do. Yeah, I'll just because I do kind of. I think definitely when I'm at work, I'm like, you just need to walk away for a couple of minutes. I know that because it is there. I'm just not choosing to acknowledge it and do something positive with it. So I am aware of it. Yeah, I know that. Like, often I'll just go for just walk away from my desk and come back, and that's sometimes enough just to reset everything. So it's just getting back into that and not leaning on other stuff. Yeah. Okay. No, that's cool. I think like, how do I want to treat myself, and what do I need right now? It's probably good questions to ask myself.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep, that's cool. Thank you.
Yeah, you bet. Anything else?
No, I'm all right, really. I'll
You
let
seem
you know next week.
more like
No,
yourself
I'm
this.
all, yeah, I'm better. I am a lot better. Yeah, the call really helped last week, and I felt much more normal, but I'm just settling, I'd say, is where I am. So hopefully by next week I'll be good.
Yeah, good.
Cool.
Leslie,
Thank you.
anything to add to there?
I missed the first part. I'm kind of curious what the last week has looked like in terms of your eating.
It's better, but it's not amazing. There's some snacking going on. I've hit a couple of fives, mainly sixes, and a couple of sevens. So it's not too bad, but it's still like not out I want to say out of control, but that's not quite what I mean. Just it's not as good as I want it to be. And I'm still settling down. But definitely after last week, I definitely felt emotionally better. But I was saying just if I don't know if you got that, but it was like I've just felt completely unfocused and like I'm like hopping between tasks at work and just not really feeling like I'm achieving anything. And yeah. So I think, but that we just talked about that's my brain settling down again. So
Okay. I just wanted the context. I wasn't quite sure kind of where things had been for you this
Yeah.
week. So
No, it's all right. I mean, I'm back tracking journaling, and just trying to, I was saying I need to get play out at lunchtime when I'm at work because that just helps. There's mental drama around that. It's ridiculous, but yeah, I will talk to myself and say, this isn't ridiculous. You just need to do it. It's a lot of drama. Yeah, stuff like that. It just
are you,
being,
Karen, have you been participating in the accountability group out of curiosity?
I updated last Friday after the call. I haven't this week, so not since. Oh, it's been about a week, let's say. Yeah, I've just been trying to get my head straight. I will. I was like, oh, it's the cool time. I need to update the group and all this. Yeah, I've been concentrating on other stuff, but I will do.
Okay.
Cool. Thanks.
Yeah, that's a good point, Leslie, is the accountability group. Just, maybe checking in every other day. If you can't check in every day, couple times, 2 or 3 times a week at least, to say, hey, here's how things are going. But let's be honest, it doesn't have to be more than just a message or two the entire day. That takes 4 seconds, and it does set your brain, it orients your brain toward, this is what I'm working on and this is what's important to me. So it can be helpful, maybe revisiting an increased frequency for that, like you were doing before, because it was so helpful for you.
Yeah, I think this week's just been more like trying to get back into journaling. Yeah, for me, that was not that the group's not helpful. It's just I was updating quite a lot last week, and then I've just thought, oh no, I'll try and bring my journaling up. And it's just kind of, yeah, and I know I should do it more regularly. So hopefully this week I'll set myself to some days and just update them.
Okay, that's a good
Good, good, good. All right. Well, how about you, Kim? How are we doing?
I'm
Tell me
doing,
about your bullshit bowl. I got a few days of updates from you, so I appreciate that.
yeah, you didn't get the last 2 days, but I was so busy, I barely had time to even think about eating, so I basically stuck with, but I get no credit for that because it was just crazy busy during work and then outside work, so I barely had time to even eat. But for the first 4 days, I guess, yeah, I'm like, oh, okay, I can see why some weeks I just stay the same. So yeah. And for the confidence, so I did the workbook, and when I went through it, I liked the phrase, the discomfort is a path to growth. I really like that because it's true. I did that in my own personal life maybe 10 years ago, where I just decided to step out of my comfort zone for a lot of stuff, and even though it was stressful and uncomfortable, it paid off at the end. Same with this group, because the idea of talking in front of people and being filmed and recorded was not something I wanted to do at all, but I knew that if I wanted something to change, I just had to get it over with and just do it. I guess for me at this point in the program, what I find harder to it's the thought of, like you guys always say, what's the saying you guys say, like when you take a bite of something, why do you need a second one? What's in that second bite that wasn't in the first? Yeah, I'm not there at all. Like if something's good that I'm eating, I'm sorry, that second bite's gonna be as good as the first one. So I'm kind of, I don't know what's blocking me from just one bite is enough. You don't need more. So when I'm eating, it's not every meal, but when I have a meal in front of me that I really like, it's hard for me to put that in practice, I guess. Like, just throw it out, and I'm like, but it's so good and I don't have it often. I know I can have it later, but like it's there. So I feel like it's just little things that I just need to get over, and then I'll just be fine. But it's just so hard to get past those. Because the bullshit bowl thing was really helpful. Like I saw it, even though I think it's a little, and there's also, I'm like, okay, I really don't need a lot of food. And I'm like, but by the time I'm at the weight, I still have a lot of weight to lose. So I'm like, how much am I gonna actually eat when I get to my like future self that I want to be? I don't know. I think it's just, I don't know if I'm like, there's a block there where I just need to, I don't know, get over something, or just, because I'm like, it's just food. Why am I making a big deal out of it? Like, who cares? But there's just something that's stopping me from just getting to that other side. And I feel that's, yeah. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah. Are you taking that phrase literally? Like, what's in the second bite that wasn't in the first?
Well,
mean,
no, I know I
like,
need
Okay,
more
because
than one bite, but I mean, like, I know, I don't know. But I mean, if I'm eating and I feel my cue, but it's something I really like, well, it's just one or two more bites left. Well, it's so good. So there's like something where I'm like, why don't I not just care and just throw it out? I'm like, but
well, because you keep saying, but there's only one or two bites left.
yeah,
It's just one or two bites. It's no big, that's why you still care. Because you haven't said, it's only a couple bites. I don't need it. You keep saying, well, it's just a couple bites. It doesn't matter. And so your brain hears, it doesn't matter. And so why would it give you a different story than the one you've told it 1,000 times?
yeah,
You got to start telling a new story. And until you've done that enough times to say, hey, clearly a couple bites does matter. Clearly, because I'm over here acting very confused about why I'm stuck. Like I'm over here going, how much less am I going to have to eat? And it's so scary. And like this narrative keeps going through your head while also your brain going, but this is just a couple bites. It's no big deal. So we have to, in order to gain the confidence that this is going to change something, we have to say, hey, these two bites may not matter, but they're certainly not helping. And these two plus the next two plus the next two plus the next two plus the next two over a week's time, over 30 days time, do matter. That matters. So yeah, 2 bites of your favorite food that you almost never get to eat, that don't matter. Just eat them. It's fine. But the habit of 2 bites here and there and everywhere and saying that they don't matter, that matters. That's a big deal, right? It's just enough to piss you off and not enough for you to tell me a great story about how good that food was because you don't remember eating it on Saturday at 4. Like if I asked you what you ate on Saturday, you'd probably like, I don't know. It's not that special, I promise. So if it's special, we're talking about a different thing, right? If you are having a food that really is like, I never get this, it's really good, whatever, it's worth it to eat to a 6 or whatever, and a half for all of you who we talked last week with your half points. If that's the case, fine. That's not going to be the barrier to your results. The barrier to your results is what you do consistently, not occasionally. So it's the story that and so it's not that there's like this little thing you can't get past. That is the thing. That is the little thing. Thinking that the little extras don't matter. They do.
yeah. And you say that and it makes sense. And I'm like, why am I giving importance to food? It's just food. Like, why can I not get over it and just be like, whatever? Like yeah.
Well, that's not a fun way to look at your relationship with food. For something that you have to do multiple times a day, every day for the rest of your life, that actually does bring rest and pleasure and community and connection and enjoyment and flavor and, and something that meets one of your core needs. Eating meets one of your core needs for safety and health and well-being and energy. Like it's important. So for you to say it's not important, there's cognitive dissonance there. there is going to be a barrier there. And it takes us out of gratitude for the experience because you're over here resenting the 2 bites that are stopping you from losing the last whatever pounds, instead of just focusing on the ones that you've already had and how wonderful of an experience that is. You're waiting for food to suck. It's not going to. It's always going to taste good. You have taste buds for a reason. We have all these wonderful brain chemicals that react and respond to good tasting food for a reason, right? So instead of thinking like, why am I giving so much power to food? I'd be like, man, I am so glad my food tastes amazing. That was really good. So if you didn't listen to the call that we did on Tuesday about how to stop before you're emotionally ready, give that one a listen because we really have that conversation in that coaching call.
I did listen to it
Oh, okay.
today, yeah. Now when I saw the subject, I'm like, yep, gonna listen to that one, because yeah, I feel there's just like something. I feel like I'm so close. But then yeah, but at the same time I'm like so far. So I'm kind of like, yeah. I just need to.
Yeah.
Because I saw the value in doing the Shit Bowl challenge, because I did see how, like, why I'd stay the same and whatnot. And now I just have to get past that. Just like I know, like I know what I need to do, eat my 3 meals, and I know what my cue is. Like I know exactly when I'm done eating. Like that's very clear, and I just need to follow through and not eat like 1 more bite or 2 more bites, or some meals are easier than other. I don't know why. I just need to like get out of my head maybe, and anyways,
Because some foods taste better than others and you have a sexier story about them
yeah.
being harder to stop. That's just reality. Some foods literally are harder to stop eating than others. Literally.
Yeah.
It's interesting though, because it's not across the board. Not every human, there's patterns and things like that, but there are some people that don't like sweet things at all, and some people that are obsessed with them. Some people that don't like chips at all, and some people that are obsessed with them. So we can sit here and blame the highly palatable foods or the highly processed foods as like this evil thing that's hard to stop eating. But the reality is when food tastes good, no matter what that food is, if it tastes good to you, you're going to continue to seek the pleasurable experience that you've been having, as opposed to stopping it, like keep having pleasure or stop having pleasure. It's a no-brainer. So I think what we're struggling here with is resistance. What we're struggling here with is the, what is the right word? It's resistance, but it's a different word that I'm looking for. Oh, it'll come to me. But that's really what creates your suffering, is when you resist the end of the meal and then you tell the story about how much it sucks to stop, how hard it is, how the last couple bites taste so good, and why do I put so much importance? Now we have self-judgment in there. That's what creates the struggle. That's what creates the suffering. Acceptance, gratitude, when we drop into gratitude and go, oh, there's my signal. Yeah, I definitely still want these bites because it tastes really good, but I'm glad that I had the ones that I had. I was present for them. They were delicious. I'm going to eat them again another time. I get to save these for another time. We have to shift the energy. We have to shift it to something we're grateful for, something we're happy we're doing, so that the brain doesn't have a problem to solve. If you give the brain a problem to solve, it will look for solutions. Right now, the problem is the last few bites on the plate taste really good. And the brain's like, well, then just eat them. Problem solved. But it's not looking at the other problem, which is I'm frustrated that I'm stuck.
Sorry, I'm taking notes of your
Notes.
big full.
I love a note taker.
Yeah.
So what can you tell yourself when you're eating something that you're really enjoying and you get your signal and you have a few bites left? What is something you can tell yourself that will make you feel encouraged or positive about walking away?
That I'm doing this for my future self, and I'm happy that I can actually know when I'm hungry and know when to stop. Because I didn't get that. Well, before I started the program, I had no clue. I would eat probably at a 7 or 8 most days, most meals, and I haven't done that in so long. So I just need to, like you said, be grateful that I can actually, that I know what my cue is.
Mhm.
Just move forward with that and just, yeah.
I mean, imagine if your food sucked. Like, that would be a terrible experience to have to eat multiple times a day and have food taste terrible. Of course it tastes good. Of course it's a good experience. It's supposed to. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Wanting more of a good thing would be human and normal. But you also want other things.
Mhm.
And that's where we have to be honest with ourselves. It's like, yeah, I want to continue to eat this, but I also don't want to continue to eat it because I kind of want to be done with this whole like overeating thing. I kind of want to get to a place where I meet my goal. I don't have to worry about it anymore. And I'm done with this argument over 2 or 3 bites of food. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I'll definitely work on that. Because you say it and it's like, of course, like, why am I having problems with that? But yeah, I just need to keep reminding myself instead of seeing it as a negative, seeing it as a positive. Like, I just have to switch the way I tell myself.
Yeah.
You know, like, I'm lucky enough to actually, I now know what my cue is, which is
Yeah.
rare. So yeah. So I just
Yeah.
need to focus on that it's a good thing and just keep moving forward. Because I don't want to stay where I'm at. I'm not ready to figure out how to maintain. I just want to keep going, and I've come far, so
Yeah.
just want to keep going and yeah, keep working on it. So I'll
Yeah.
start to put a more positive spin on those last few bites and whatnot.
Even just a more honest spin. Right now, you're not being fully honest. You're only telling one side of the story. And it's the side that isn't helping you. It's keeping you frustrated. So we just want an honest take on it. The positive is great, especially like the gratitude for the food that you've already eaten. It's like, that was really good. I'm so glad I had it. That kind of thing can be really like helpful to the brain. But you like the future self language, you use it quite a bit. And so you might just say, like, if you're just like, yeah, but I really want these last couple bites, you might say, but does my future self want them?
Yeah.
Does she want to deal with them? Because she's, like, how far into the future do I want my future self to have to deal with all these extra bites? So that might be helpful too, is to consult that version of you compassionately, not judgmentally, but just like honestly, and see how that feels as well. And
Yeah.
when the fear comes up of like, but how little am I going to have to eat when I finally get to my goal? Let's just see.
Yeah.
I don't know, but neither do you. And it probably won't feel like so little. There will be probably a part of you for a while that has to kind of adjust your expectations, but eventually it's like just however much your body needs to meet its energy demands without storing a bunch of excess energy. I don't know, but it doesn't matter because it's going to be enough to satisfy you. Physically, at least.
Yeah.
Then the emotional part is what we work on, right? It's that's what we continue to work on is being emotionally satisfied and satiated with everything else in our lives so that food is the backup dancer and not the star of the show.
Yeah. And I like when you said like be honest instead of like, so I like that actually, just, accountability and just to be honest with myself and yeah, stop giving myself excuses or telling myself stories of whatever.
Yeah.
So I'll be working on that.
Yeah, good. Well, I'm glad that the bullshit bowl experiment was a success for you. I know
Yeah.
it was lightning. It
Sorry
probably
about all the
hurt to
emails.
continue to do it for a while and just because it gives you something tangible to see and to work on and to program your brain so that you can see that the extra bites actually do count. Because that's still a story in your head of like, it's just a couple more bites. But when you're putting them in the bullshit bowl and you have accountability, you're just like, but they're going in the bowl.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna eat them. And it forces you kind of to have that conversation with yourself of like, why? Because that's something you wrote in your emails a lot. Like, why am I arguing for this so hard? Like, it doesn't even matter. So it gives you kind of that fuel that you need to finish the conversation instead of letting the 2 bites just be like, yeah, but I really want them, and that being the end of the conversation.
Yeah, because the next day I didn't think about that food, like I didn't care.
I bet you
And
didn't care 10 minutes
like,
later.
Yeah, and I put all the pictures that I took like in one album, and I would just open it. I'm like, yeah, that's like a few bites, but it adds up pretty quickly. So I'm like, oh, okay, I get it now.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yep.
that was helpful. So thank you. I'm sorry I sent you like poor Steph. I sent her like an email a day with all the.
Fine. I was loving it. I
I'm
was
doing a
loving it.
spin to your bullshit bowl challenge, and so every
I
day.
love
Hey, Steph. So
Yep,
thank you for that.
of course, I love it. Leslie, do you have anything to add there? You are
I
muted.
can't find the mute button. That's what I was saying. I'm like, I can't find it because I had a screen pulled up, but I mean, I know that you've been in contact with Kim. Y'all have been doing the bullshit bowl. So I did get an update on you the other day, Kim. So I feel like y'all have got a good thing going here, but I'm with you that those last few bites appear to be pretty sexy. And we just have to turn the dial down on the sexiness. So, and I laughed, Steph, when you asked her if she's taking it literally, because I thought the same thing. I'm like, I really hope she's not just having like a bite of food and then like trying to stop.
No.
So, whew, I was like, wow, we really went wrong with that one.
No.
Okay, well, good. I mean, the thing is, there's for many of you, especially at this stage in the process, there's just a few little habits that are being done consistently that keep people stuck. We're not even solving for like big problems anymore, right? That's all kind of worked through and unstuffed. But this is where the frustration can really set in. And I know, I just think that we need a new story. I mean, food tastes great, but there's always another meal a few hours away,
Yeah.
you know? So practicing that abundance mindset, I think it'll be a big like you're on the cusp of a breakthrough. Sounds like you just have to keep pushing to get to the other side. You're close, but there does seem to be a little resistance there, a little bit of an emotional hang up. And you just got to let it go. You just have to go into the meal with the intention of like, yeah, this is going to be uncomfortable at the end. I already know it is.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of things that we do on a regular basis is uncomfortable, and we do it anyway. But then it won't be uncomfortable after a week or two. But you just have to go into it with the intention of practicing this one thing. So that's just the only thing that I would really say is get really clear on like, okay, I want to get better at this one thing, this one skill, and it's going to require me to be uncomfortable for about 30 seconds. And I already know that. And so I'm just going to be committed to feeling uncomfortable for 30 seconds, a minute, whatever. And step away from the table, move on with your life. Don't linger.
Yeah, just
That's
like
it.
push through. Yeah. That's good advice. So I'll definitely work on that and just be honest with myself and just push through, because like you guys talk about it, I'm like, it's so not the end of the world, like just do it. Like, why am I having issues here?
Yeah, I mean, you just have to plan for it being a little twitchy at the end, and then you'll realize that the world doesn't come crashing down and like nothing happens, nobody dies. And
Mhm.
it's just a little breakthrough that you are on the cusp of. And I think once you put yourself in this situation intentionally and let yourself feel what you need to feel, then it will obviously just get easier and easier the more you do it.
Yeah. Thank you.
So, have you all talked about doing any kind of journaling at that point in the meal? Just like, what are the thoughts exactly that are coming up for you in that moment? That might be the other thing that you want to do.
Yeah, I can definitely do that. Just see what I can uncover,
See
like
what your
why
brain is
yeah,
fighting for.
why I'm according so much importance to like a few more bites, or like what's yeah. And why am I still on the, but I've come so far, like I need to like whatever, you're gonna have to deal I have like I still have a way to go, and I feel like every 10-15 pounds I'll have to reassess how much food I need, so I need to stop over dramatizing or like whatever, like just move on, fill your queue, and
The
just
job just isn't done yet, you know? It's like me having I don't know, like a 10-year-old kid, a 9-year-old, and being like, well, I've already raised them for 9 years. Like,
yeah.
you know, I'm tired. I've already done all of this work. It's like, yeah, but your job is just not done yet.
Yeah.
Like, you've got another at least 9 years with this person in your house. Like, the job just isn't done.
Yeah.
So yes, we can look back, but as my client said yesterday, she's like, yeah, I like to look back, but I don't allow myself to stare.
Yeah.
Keep it forward facing.
Yeah.
You can be proud of what you've accomplished, absolutely, but the race is not over yet. So
I'll
keep going.
make sure to journal for the meals and see what I can uncover there, why I'm like blocking or what's happening there. Thank you.
I really liked the way you framed just move on with your life too. It's just kind of like, just no, it's going to be uncomfortable, and then just move on with your life. It's just like, okay, that was uncomfortable. Moving on.
Yeah, it's like, make the decision, commit, step away from the fucking table, and go get your brain doing something else. I mean, that's kind of what I had to do. It was just like, yeah, there's still like more ice cream in this bowl. And I'm like, your brain has sent you a signal. Your stomach has sent you a signal that you are done. The fact that we're even contemplating this tells me that you are done. So like, this is your clue to be done. No fighting with yourself. Like, just respect the clue. And once I got into doing that, then I was like, okay, there's no more debating with my brain. I'm just not doing it anymore. We're not fighting for more food anymore. We're not doing that. And then again, you create a new habit over time. And then stepping away from food is pretty easy. All meals come to an end eventually, right? Like every single one eventually. So just try to be decisive. Like, I already made my mind up before I even sat down at this table. When I start to thinking, am I done yet? The answer is yes. You are done, regardless of what is on the plate.
Yeah, that's a good yeah, I'll do that. Like before I start eating, know that, you know, kind of have a game plan already, just to, I know when it's gonna be enough, just, and then move on, like it's done, no big deal. Because with the bullshit ball, I mean, the next day I didn't think about the food that I would have ate, and I didn't, like, I wasn't starving, I wasn't like, there was no difference in the next day, so I know that it's just a story I tell myself, because it doesn't change anything. So yeah, so I'll try to I'll do what you said, kind of know it before starting the meal, like, okay, I know
Not arguing.
you, then I'm done, move on.
And then, like I said, I immediately, at that stage where you're at right now, would just get up and move away from the table.
Yeah.
Like, just get up.
Yeah.
So no debate. And I'm like at the sink, rinsing my plate off and putting it in the dishwasher. Like, As soon as I get the thought, like, are we done? But there's a few bites and blah, blah, like, nope, we're not doing that. Stand up and put my dishes in the sink
Up
or the
over
dishwasher.
Yeah. Thank you.
It reminds me of something I've told my clients for years and years, and that is decide and then stop deciding, because when you negotiate with yourself, you lose every time.
True.
Every time. One version of you has to lose. So you might as well just decide, stop deciding, and move on. And it's like, fine, if you're going to decide to keep eating, cool, but you decide to keep your consequences too. And that's lame. So decide and then stop deciding. Move on. And just know that different circumstances are going to give different arguments. You know, last night I cooked for the first time in a long time. Like, I'm just not into cooking right now. I'm just very lazy about life in that regard. And so I was eating a meal that tended to hit sooner than I expected it to from a satiety level. And I was like, oh, I'm done. And I was like, I've still got a lot of food here. Like, did I overserve? And I was like, not really, I'm just done. And like, but my brain still wanted to like have the talk about it. And I was like, no, I really don't want any more. And I just put it away. But so sometimes your brain is going to suggest those things, but it didn't feel hard. I just noticed it because I hadn't had that conversation in a really long time. So I just noticed it because I cooked. I put forth all that effort to make the meal, and I haven't really done that in a while and stuff. So my brain was just like, hey, your body says you're done, but that's kind of bullshit. And it's like, no, it's not. It's fine. So over time, it will become much less dramatic once you practice deciding and then ending negotiations immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the
Uh,
idea, like just putting it, like just getting up, knowing like I'm done. Don't even think about anything else. Like just get up, go. Like don't just stop your thoughts right there and just. So yeah, definitely work.
Pivot. Yep.
The longer you sit and argue, the more willpower it takes, and that sucks. You drain your resources quick, especially at dinner time, when you don't have much left in the day to continue to fight and argue. So don't
Yeah.
drain your resources.
Yeah, because I know with going back to work full time, I'm not gonna have problems with the breakfast and lunch. I know it's gonna like it's and even now it's like dinner's always yeah, you're right. So I just need to shut my thoughts right away when it's like, but no, but you're out of there. So
No
yeah,
buts about it.
nope.
No.
Yeah, thank you for that.
You bet. All right. Well, Steph says she's just listening in. So hopefully found that helpful. Stephanie, you owe me an email. So if you are just listening in, respond to my email, please.
The principal wants to speak with you.
No, you did not respond. Not to my most recent one, unless it was today, like this afternoon, and I haven't checked this afternoon, but no, it's not in my inbox. So yeah, no. Forward it to me then, because it got lost in cyberspace. Please, pretty please, because we got to get you taken care of. All right. That is it for me. Go and decide what you're going to do to take some bold decision making to build your confidence, so that through little acts of competence, prove to yourself you can do it. Kim, this is perfect for you. Prove to yourself that you can do it. You will become so confident. Right now, I can hear the lack of confidence because you don't believe you could ever be someone that can walk away from a plate of food that tastes too good. Like, show yourself that you're wrong about that. Be willing to be wrong about that. All right. Bye, y'all. Happy Thursday.